So challenge accepted from my good friend Bob Heilig. So for those of you that aren't following Bob, make sure you follow him. It was my original sponsor, my first sponsor in the network marketing profession. But I want to let you guys know that I love what he trains because it's so true. And listen, I used to do everything wrong. The way I would prospect on social media, the way I would just reach out to people before I learned, how to be a leader, how to really build a successful business. And my ego was so big, but I was broke because I didn't want to listen to anyone. I just kind of wanted to do things myself. And I had a little bit of success, and I think that in the long run hurt me because I was like, oh, well, I got people to sign up and I'm doing better than this person and I'm making a little bit of money. So what I'm doing is kind of working, but it wasn't. I mean, I was attracting a certain type of person, but it wasn't the type of person that was going to stick around long term. And it wasn't until, and listen, I was like this for like my first 10 years, the first company I was in. I got a little bit better. I mean, I learned how to public speak, I learned how to become a leader. But here is why it's so important right now to be working on yourself, to be becoming a leader or learning how to become a leader, working on personal development. Because listen, the way you're selling right now, this is the way you sell right now. You sell with compassion, you sell with love. You sell by not selling. And listen, yeah, we're salesmen, we're sharks, we're entrepreneurs, whatever you want to call yourself. But I want you to dig deeper than that. And are you really taking this opportunity or taking this time rather as an opportunity to reach out to people for no other reason but because that you care about them, not because you want to make a sale? Listen, I don't know if you're like me where you're getting these calls every day, these robocalls. They're trying to sell you something. They're promising you $10,000 every minute. It's all a bunch of BS, but people pay for this because they want the easy way. They think that this is going to work. The only people making money, by the way, are people that are selling that garbage and junk. Be different than that because you're no different than those robocalls if you're only reaching out to people because you want to sell them something. Yeah, I know with the coronavirus right now, I know you got a great product and why people need to take their respiratory health and make it a priority, and they need to have they need to be healthy. I get it. And during this time right now, people need to be, they should have been saving money for the last 6 months, 12 months, 6 years, whatever. They should have joined you. Yeah, we know that. But are you just calling people to remind them? Because maybe your upline or maybe from the company itself is telling you that now is the time that people need an opportunity. People need an opportunity every day, all day, every year, from the beginning of time. People always need an opportunity, right? There are people out there that want to get ahead. But are you the kind of leader or so-called leader or so-called professional where you're only reaching out to people because you want to sell them something? I don't know about you, but right now I don't want to be sold anything. And let me just share a quick story with you. I was with my son last week and we're driving and I forget what we were talking about, but one of my we were talking about gold. And one of my friends that was in my business, we were sidelined for a long time in my first company. Then he was actually in my downline, but we've been really good friends for a long time now. And he's real big on buying gold. And he popped into my head while I'm talking to my son. I said, you know what? I haven't talked to Mike in a while. Let me call him. And I called him. Boom, picked up like second ring. The reason why he picked up in second ring, and even if he didn't, he would have called me back because we're friends. I wasn't calling him to pitch him a business. I wasn't calling him because I want him to. I want to coach him or I want to tell him about my private coaching. I wanted to connect with him because I thought of him. I wanted to see how he was making out, see how he was doing. And we get caught up in our day-to-day activities, and then we're jumping on Zoom calls with uplines or owners of companies that are living in a scarcity. They have scarcity mindset that this is going to be a bad time. So we got to tell our people everything's good, because if you're not getting these messages like I'm getting these messages, that people are just offering this information that I'm not even asking for. And you know what they're saying? Everyone's looking for an opportunity right now. Business is booming. A couple of years ago, I probably would have called them out and proved myself right because I want it to be right. Now I don't care because I know most of it's a bunch of BS. Because for somebody to offer that information for no reason, I'm not asking for it. If I cared about your business, I would have asked you. It's not that I don't care, but I don't even know you. And you're just randomly messaging me, and because I respond, and by the way, I respond because I want to see how people respond. I kind of have fun with it. But years ago, I was the same way years ago. I was the same way in the recession of 2008. That's what I was saying to people. Now is the time. Don't ever let this happen again, which was true. But when people are hurting and people are scared and people don't know, the last thing they want to be is pitched or sold. You got to remember something. And you think it's funny because everyone's hoarding toilet paper. The same people that are hoarding toilet paper are the same people that you are trying to recruit or get as a customer. The 80% of people out there hoarding the toilet paper, they're not going to buy from you when you're trying to pitch them. The 20% are the people that are like, you know what, I don't need it. I'm good on toilet paper. I'm good. I'm good. Those are the people that are open right now. But those are the people that you need. Now, I would reach out to everybody because you're different. Be different. Reach out to those people and just say, listen, I want to see how you're making out. Connect with somebody that you haven't connected with. Maybe you like maybe you like your live videos. Maybe you're watching somebody. You like the information that they're putting out. You like what they're all about. Connect with them. Do you have a podcast? Interview them. If you don't have a podcast, maybe interview somebody else. Connect with them for no other reason that you just like what they're about and you want to find out more about them. But here's what I would encourage you to do. Before you try to set up a call with them, don't just text back and forth or message back and forth. I always like to send a personal voice message. Personally, I think it's more personable. But also, if you can, get on the phone with somebody. Find out how they're making out. What's it like in their part of the world? I have a good friend in Australia, and I call him a good friend, and we've never met because you know what? We reach out to each other once in a while to see how things are. Sometimes we talk business. Well, usually we talk business, but not every time. And the point is, you can take this time now to build relationships. Yeah, because when this is all over and everyone's ready to go, and here's what I think. I think everything's just going to explode after this, right? People want to get it. People are going to want to get out. They're going to want to go to restaurants. They're going to want to go here. They're going to go. People are going to get out and they're going to start spending money again. But yeah, they're going to start taking their health a little bit more seriously, right? People are going to be more conscious of it. So maybe you should be teaching people that. So when they are ready, they're like, oh, yeah, I remember Dave. Yeah, I remember Dave talking about this, and I remember. Yeah, I want to check that out. What Dave's doing. I want to check out what Kelly's doing. Right? I remember them talking about this. Right now, people are still uncertain, but when people are ready, you want them to think of you. Now, guess who I'm not calling? All the messages I'm getting on my phone every day from people that are trying to just sell me, tell me how great your business is. Okay, great, awesome. I didn't ask you. But my point is, you should be different. Reach out to some people and just ask them, how's everything going? And if you don't know anything about them, here's what I would encourage you to do. Go onto their Facebook page. Learn a little bit about them. You saw they took a vacation. You saw they're doing this. You saw that they just had a baby. You saw that maybe they're getting ready to have a baby. Just reach out and say, hey, how's everything going? And just show some compassion. Show some love. And those people, I promise you, will not forget you. Maybe they'll never buy from you. But again, that's not why you're reaching out to people. You're reaching out to people, and I promise you this, that it all comes back to you, right? You're putting out good vibes. Good vibes come back. I'm a big believer in that. So yeah, maybe you're like, I'd love to have this person on my team. I would love that. And you reach out to that person, you pour into that person just doesn't want anything to do with it. Not because you did anything wrong, or it's just not for, and that's okay. But there's somebody sitting back here that ends up joining you or buying from you just because you're putting out good stuff over here. And that's how it usually happens, by the way. People that you're not even thinking about are going to help you out or join you or join your team or become a customer, whatever, when you're over here doing good. And it's amazing how that happens. But go out there, start showing some people some love, some hope, and don't pitch, don't sell. Now, if they want to buy, sell. But you don't need to offer that. They know what you're doing. They know a little bit about you. But don't have any other intentions except that you want to know a little bit about them. You're concerned about them. You want to see how things are going. But hey, Caitlin, and just keep putting out, hey, Barry, and keep putting out good stuff, educating people. So when the time is right, they're like, oh man, Caitlin, she really knows her stuff. I like what she's doing. She really looks good. She knows her stuff. She takes it serious. And that's somebody that they're going to remember. Not somebody that's just, sending out 50 messages a day because that's what their upline's telling them to do. And they're saying, oh, whoever responds to you, tell them how great business is. I don't know. Is it? I don't know. I'm not going to get into that, but I'm not into calling people out anymore. I just know when people, from my experience, people that tell me how well they're doing, these are the same people that want to show me their car and their house that I could care less about. They're usually the people that are broke. But the people that reach out, that are genuine, that care to say, hey, how are things going? Because we're friends, this is the time to build relationships. And that's what network marketing is. It's building relationships. Totally different than sales. It's about relationships. And I had this conversation with and if you want to share, you can share, but I'm not going to say her name. But when we had this conversation, network marketing is totally different than direct sales and sales in general. It's about relationships. Now's the time to build relationships. There will be a time to sell, right? There will be a time to reap. Now is not the time. Now, in my opinion, now is the time to build relationships. Listen, if somebody wants to buy, sell. But you don't need to, they know what you're doing. They know that you are an entrepreneur because they looked at your page and that's all they see is you selling, selling, selling. So when you have this conversation with them, don't sell, because I promise you what they're doing is they're waiting for the pitch to come. They're waiting for you to bring up their business. Oh, by the way, I have this amazing cream that could get rid of the coronavirus. Like, don't be saying crazy stuff like that. But I've been seeing some crazy stuff. Just be genuine. Care about people. Be a decent human being, and I promise you, you'll be more successful than most people out there. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Have a great day, everybody. And I mean this when I say this, that if you need anything that I can do, reach out. I want to help you guys. If there's anything I can do to introduce you to anybody or refer you to anybody or anything that I can do, and a bunch of you guys have been reaching out, so I appreciate that. Also, if you want to get into my free community, it's absolutely free until May 25th. Jump in there. We're going over leadership right now with John Maxwell's 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, it's my favorite, but also there's a bunch of social media training in there. You can go in there, watch some master classes, download all the material, absolutely free. Tell your teams, let me know if you want information. Just drop the word info in the comment section. Have a great day, everybody. See you guys soon.